Greetings, gamers! Welcome to part number 52 of my Let's Play Fire Emblem 10 Radiant Dawn. And in today's episode, I am getting into part 4 of this game. A very interesting divergence from the norm, that's to be sure.
I can hear the voice. Finally, we get to meet. I have been guided by this voice for so long. I have finally found my purpose. Gulger consists of melody and lyrics. Without both in harmony, the songs have a mere fraction of their power. Maiden of Dan, the only part I was taught was the melody. I do not know the lyrics. The words, they are passed down through the ages like a bloodline. Though time may pass, their meaning is never lost. When I heard you sing the melody, the words came to me.
Micaiah, I don't understand what you're saying, going on about. There's no way you could. Soth, shut up and watch.
When I heard the melody, the lyrics felt as if they poured out from deep within me. I know this song. I've known it since before I was born. I am...
Good morning to you, my blinker.
What has happened? 1,000 years have not passed. Why am I awoken early?
Indeed, my goddess. You have been asleep for 780 years. During that time, the world kept its promise to you for a mere 200 years, at best. It was as you said, neither the Legus nor Bjork could resist the urge to fight. They are too weak. Though there are 220 years left, until the 1,000th year, there is no longer any need to wait.
Is that so? That is your analysis? Then I shall pass down my judgment. I will save them from themselves.
Mist, how do you feel?
You look so worried. What happened? Where am I, anyway? The last I remember, I was on the battlefield.
You don't remember?
I had a horrible headache, and my stomach really hurt. Then suddenly it all went away.
Raisin? Tibarn, what is this place?
Are you all right, Raisin?
Naysala, why are you here? You betrayed us again, you dastard. I had my reasons. I know you'll never forgive me, but I at least want you to hear me out. But it can wait. Tibarn and I will work on our problems first. You go ahead and sleep now, all right? Very well. I'm glad to hear it. Start talking before I tear your arms off. Whatever my reasons, you won't forgive me. I know that. But I'm asking you to put your feelings aside for now. We're both worried about the Hurons, right? You spineless piece of trash. You used that line on me before, remember? And look what my forgiveness did to my people. You live now because I choose for you to live, Naysala. Once this mess gets sorted, though, I'll be wearing your beak as a trophy. Get out of my sight.
Raphael and Leanne are still out cold. Will they be all right?
There's no need to worry. They're just not used to the spirit of chaos being so near. They'll wake up soon. Micaiah, what happened to the Dark God? Is she awake?
I'm not Micaiah. She's sleeping right now.
What? What are you saying? If you're not Micaiah, then where is she?
I wonder where Ashira is. I must hurry and make our judgment. Wait, what are you doing? No, you must consult with me first. No, don't do this.
feeling?
It's weird, but I feel great.
Like a weight's been lifted from our shoulders.
But the battlefield hasn't changed a bit. And yet all the negative energy is gone. How could that be?
No matter. So long as things on the battlefield go well.
You're right. But what if we can end this now?
What if we could? What then? War is a simple thing. What comes after? That is hard. Diplomacy is a battle that I have never known how to fight. What is it? You think it will rain?
No, not rain.
You would almost think a massive blast, an explosion like that, would have more impact, more sound, more gusto. But, dropping the ball in them cutscenes again. Mist, are you alright?
Yes, I'm fine. What happened, though? What was that light?
I don't know, but it's very quiet outside. Too quiet. I hope everyone's okay. So can you tell what's going on out there? Impossible. I can't hear anything. Either that light took my hearing or there's nothing out there. What do you mean? There were thousands of troops.
I'll go take a look. It's time, everyone. Let's go outside.
Hey, Micaiah, wait.
What happened? There's statues. Hey! Anyone? Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me? Somebody, please! Somebody, please! Answer me! Answer me! Is anyone here?
Part 3, Finn.
I will know that you have strayed from your path, and I will punish your failure, as I would reward your success.
Order and chaos, a goddess divided, judgment, hope, and an ancient covenant. All armies march toward the goddess's tower to learn what has happened to their world. Part 4, Gods and Men.
What a beautiful, astonishing amount of bonus experience points. I swear I'm going to have too much to possibly want to use. Part 4, Gods and Men. They should call this part Convoluted Story A+. As far as I can see, and Alki can hear, it seems we're the only ones left. Strange. I guess only the strongest of us didn't wind up as statues. This doesn't make sense. This is the beginning of the plot holes. And I'm going to tell you, there's going to be so many plot holes that I have just unanimously and executively made the decision that I'm going to pretty well just ignore it for the most part, because otherwise I will be complaining about this part. This game is really fun to play, but the story is asinine, especially when you get to part 4. And it's not even, there's not even a close second in the Fire Emblem franchise of the games I will play. Okay? Because there are games that I will not play, and those games I think are just far and away above worse than this. But the point is that there is a lot of things about this part of the story that just don't make sense. And it's not just about the fact that there's some magical, wondrous goddess that, is woken up and going to take out everybody and turn everybody to statues, and then only some are not. It's because the story has plot holes galore. It's like you're walking down a pathway where every other step is a hole in the ground that leads for miles. And it just kind of makes me a little bit upset, because Fire Emblem is better than this when it comes to storytelling. Way better than this when it comes to storytelling. The issue is, and here's the real problem, Fire Emblem 10 is the last original story in the franchise that could be construed as good. And it was, and you see, the problem is that you've got things like Awakening and Fates, and a lot of people like those games, and fair enough if you do, but the problem is that the stories in those games are leagues and bounds worse than this. Fire Emblem 10 does some pretty wild things. 11 is a remake. 12 is a bastardized remake. No good. And then you have 15, Echoes, which is a faithful remake to Gaiden, with, some flair here and there. But still, the fact of the matter is that large and by far, you can see basically the series' downfall in Fire Emblem 10. Why do I still love this game if I can't stand the downfall? Well, it's simple. That simplicity comes from the fact that though the story isn't the greatest, the gameplay is still quite a lot of fun. And there's still a lot of things that are done, in my opinion, very right in Part 4. And I'm going to be pointing those out to the best of my abilities. I cannot wait for that. Anyone who was in the building with us was safe too, but everyone else was petrified. See, it makes more sense that the people in the building would be safe, but there weren't that many people in the building. And we'll find out why that is, that it makes sense for those people to be safe.
Wow, there are quite a few more of you flesh creatures left than I had imagined. That's good. Maybe that means we'll stand a chance against her.
Micaiah, are you feeling alright?
I'm not Micaiah. How many times do I have to tell you that?
If you're not Micaiah, then who are you?
I'm Yune. Pleased to meet you.
Yune, what did you do with Micaiah?
Micaiah is here with me now. She knows that you'll never save the petrified ones without me, so she let me use her body to talk to you.
Oh, yeah. Alright, let me ask you this, Yune. If you don't have a body of your own, what the heck are you?
I've been asleep inside the medallion for a long, long time. Longer than any of you can imagine. But the Galdra woke me up. Well, longer than any of these folks can imagine, but King Dagensia is older than that slumber you've had. So there are people on this continent that would be old enough to remember. But the Galdra woke me up.
Leron's medallion? Are you the dark god who was sealed inside it?
Dark god. Dark god. No, I'm pretty sure I'm not one of those. I'm neither holy nor base, neither angel nor devil. I am freedom, chaos, transformation, future, mystery. I am Yune.
I don't care what you're called. Was it you who turned everyone into stone?
No, that wasn't me. I haven't done much of anything. I just woke up, so I don't have that kind of power just yet. That was Ashira's doing. It was her judgment upon this world. Nonsense! Holy Ashira would never harm us. She protects us all at all times and guides us toward the right path. You've got it wrong, little meatling. Ashira is neither kind nor loving to the beings of this world. Neither is she holy nor base, angel nor devil. She is restriction, order, stability, past, certainty, restraint. She is Ashira.
I don't understand. Why would the goddess Ashira try to destroy us? If anyone's going to kill us all, shouldn't it be you, the dark god who was sealed inside the medallion?
You called me a dark god again. How would you like it if I called you a dark bag of organs? I don't want to talk to you anymore.
What? So stupid.
Instead, I'll talk to you. You, yes. You're the one I'll talk to. Me? Ashira has always hated me, but I like her. You've got some of her in you, so I'll talk to you. Oh, okay, so you're Yune. That's right, I'm Yune. Ashira is order, I am chaos. We are sisters, but opposite in all things. We're linked to one another, though. When I sleep, Ashira sleeps. When I wake, Ashira wakes. Oh, then you're a goddess? I'm so sorry. Please forgive my insolence. I've been talking down to you like you're a little kid. No, it's fine. Talk to me however you like. You don't have to
Talk to me however you liked it.
You don't have to stand on ceremony with me. Well, all right, if you insist. So you were sealed inside the medallion, but now you're inside Micaiah? That's right. And the goddess Ashira was the one who turned all the Bjork and Legus into stone? Oh, are you here to tell us how to save them? Wait, I get it. You were the one who spoke to me. You said, wake me up with the Gulger of Release, not with the Spirit of War. Yes, I did. I'm so glad you understood. You're so very clever. Of course, I was hoping, by sending you that message, I would stop all of this from happening. What do you mean? We're running out of time, so I'll explain quickly. Long, long ago, your ancestors made a promise to Ashira. They promised they would start no wars among all the nations for at least 1,000 years. If this promise was broken, then Ashira would destroy the world and try again with a new one. Despite this promise, you bone cages kept fighting each other. Eventually, war and conflict spread throughout the world. When Ashira woke up, she cast down her judgment upon those who failed to keep her promise.
I still don't understand. Why would it make a difference whether you were woken up by the Gulger or by the Spirit of Chaos? How are you planning to stop Ashira from passing down her judgment?
I'm not talking to you.
Oh, by all that's... Would you stop acting like a child?
Please forgive my brother Yune. We want to save the people who were turned to stone. We need you to tell us how. It did matter that we woke you with the Gulger of Release, right? First of all, you should understand that because of our link, waking me is the same as waking Ashira. Now, if Ashira had been awakened by the Spirit of Chaos, none of us would be standing here right now. By the terms of the promise, she was just supposed to destroy the world. No hesitation, no discussion. But if she was awakened by the Gulger of Release, she was supposed to consult with me first. She wasn't supposed to pass down her judgment until she heard from me. Ashira went ahead and turned everyone into stone without asking me. That's so unfair. I'll show her, though. I'll turn them all back somehow. The problem is that I can't do this by myself. I need your help. Will you help me?
Of course we'll help.
It's strange, but I trust you, Yune, and we all want to save the people who got turned to stone.
Yes, we'll do whatever it takes. That's right. We will allow nothing to stand in our way. We will fight.
It's all so confusing, but we must do everything in our power to save the people. To be honest, I spent my life teaching that the goddess Ashira watches over and protects us. This is all a little hard to accept. You don't have to believe me. You could just let her destroy the world. No, I will do whatever it takes to save the people who were turned to stone. I will join the others in helping you.
So what you're saying is that we all have to play nice and work together? Just forget about all that's happened? So, open your eyes and look around. There aren't that many people left to fix this mess. If you don't help, we can't do it. Besides, I would think saving the world is something we could all agree on. You're right, Commander. All of this is the result of our war. I guess there's not much reason for flag waving on either side. First thing we have to do is unpetrify everyone. And then, well... I'm actually kind of relieved. At least I don't have to worry about fighting you anymore. I wasn't looking forward to that matchup either. Though I would win so handily, it would be kind of hilarious.
It's settled then. How should we begin? I know, let's divide the army into 3 teams. I'm pretty sure that Ashira is going to notice what we're up to.
Dividing up is smart. It reduces the risk of everyone getting killed at once.
We have to hurry. I can feel Ashira's power building.
It's all over if we get turned to stone too. All right, everyone. It's up to us.
What's your name?
I'm Ike.
All right, Ike. You won't call me a dark god ever again, will you?
Not if you don't like it. Can I call you Yune?
I would like that. I guess I forgive you then. Oh, I know. As a sign of my forgiveness, I'll make sure that you can get on your destination safely. I can't do it for everyone because it's a bit exhausting for me, but hold still and close your eyes.
I'm ready. Alright, so Ike gets his wonderful final transformation of sorts. His class promotion. +4 magic, +4 resistance. See, he definitely needs the +4 resistance. Not so sure about the magic, though. He gets a pretty beefy stat buff. Alright. I'm going to remove Nihil for the time being because he doesn't need it. But yes, Ike gets a free Nihil upon his promotion. The problem is that it still requires capacity. So it's not necessarily completely free. It's free in the sense that you obtain basically the scroll or the skill. And because I still want him to use Blossom, I'm going to keep that on him.
How do you feel?
Strong. Like I can take on anyone.
Wow, you're very confident for a being that can die. Let's see. You go with this team.
I'm going with you, Micaiah. I'm not leaving your Micaiah's side.
Fine. Micaiah says that's what she wants to.
Let me talk to her.
Not right now. You'll have plenty of time to talk on the road, alright? Hey, you're with this team over here.
Damn it. A lot of story and a lot of problem solving. So right now you have 3 teams. Silver, Grail, and Hawk Army. So you basically can fully decide who goes on what army and where. And be very careful. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to want flyers as well as mages or anything of the sort to go on the Silver Army team. Anyone who would not have a problem walking through desert sands, because the Silver Army happens to go through desert sands. I'd strongly recommend not taking somebody like the good old Gatry or whomever of the same sort and putting him in like the Silver Army. It's just not a smart idea. So of that, the problem is that it means that some of your army and units might need to be split up in such a way that they don't necessarily have supports with other members. Like, for instance, it is probably a good idea for me to put Har on this team here. Only because Har is my most powerful flyer, and I definitely could use such on the Silver Army. I'm going to be going ahead with my fixing up of these armies for a moment, and I will be right back. All right, I am back, and yes, so I decided that I'm going to put Danved and Har on the Silver Army. I was thinking strongly about Shinon instead of Danved, because Shinon is a much stronger unit, and this army needs all the help it can get. That's actually not a bad idea, because Shinon is mighty powerful. Plus he has Provoke, which would be very nice. The thing is that the Silver Army receives the most quote-unquote reinforcements. It's one of the reasons why it has one less required unit. And you'll notice that the required units are kind of almost symbolic. You're going to see exactly why that is. Now, I'm going to have Tanith come along. I'm not using Tanith or Sigrun, but I might have to make use of them for just whatever purposes I would have. I think I'm going to do that. Shinon is going to take the place of Danved. Danved and Heather are going to be over here. Obviously, Heather is not a permanent member of my team. But the issue is that the Grail Army is the only one that needs to open chests. If I have any chest keys, I just wouldn't bother bringing her along because she holds no value to me combatively. And then the Hawk Army pretty much doesn't need to change because Alencia and Tibarn are the only ones that I really care about concerning using in units. Well, and Tironio, of course, but I'm not too worried about any of them. All right, finished choosing units.
Each team will take a different route, but your destination is the same. It's the Tower of Guidance that stands in the middle of the land you named Begnion. Go there at once. I hope to see you all there. I'll be waiting.
Waiting? Aren't you coming with us?
I'll see you at the tower.
A bird? Yune. Then she must be Micaiah. Micaiah.
Oh, hello, Soth.
You're back. I was so worried. Hey, if that bird was Yune, where did she go?
I don't know where exactly, but she said she must go look for something.
Leaving us by ourselves? What's she thinking? At least we know what we have to do. Let's move out for the tower.
May I have a moment before we leave? Prince Kurth has requested that I pass these out to the Hurons.
Those are sending stones, right?
Correct. Fortunately for us, each Huron has been assigned to a different team. King Tibarn, would you give this one to Prince Rayson?
That's ideal. We can't each communicate. We can each communicate with the other teams using these stones. Good idea.
Queen Nyla, please give this one to Prince Raphael. I will. And the last one is for Princess Leanne.
She's on my team. I'll give it to her. All right, we're ready to go. See you at the tower. Yeah, see you at the tower. Hopefully. Ike. Since we're on different teams, I need to tell you something important before we go. Something important. It's General Zelgius. Next time you see him, Ike, use caution. He's your enemy. What do you mean? He's the one. He's the Black Knight. What? Zelgius is the Black Knight. I became certain of it when we crossed the river. It can't be. I wasn't going to tell you until I had proof, but it looks like we're out of time. Sorry I didn't get to tell you before. General Zelgius is the one who killed my father? I doubt that Zelgius has been turned to stone. Be careful, Ike. You might run into him. Good luck to you. Zelgius. The Black Knight. An incredible revelation, to say the least, but most people saw this coming.
Ashera, the goddess of order, has awakened. Her righteous fury has turned nearly all of the warring soldiers to stone. Yune, the goddess of chaos, has also awakened. Freed from Liran's medallion, she counsels Ike and his companions to split into 3 groups and make for the Tower of Guidance. Micaiah is joined by her constant companion, Soth. General Scrimir also accompanies her, along with Nasala and Princess Leanne. Apostle Sanaki rounds out the group, traveling with her chief bodyguard, Sigrun, and others. Micaiah's company decides on a southern route and sets out for Benyan. Save for the sounds of the local wildlife, their path is eerily silent and empty. It's as though they have stepped into a vast and desolate monument to the war.
Prologue, Chaos, Named. Cyan, the Begnion capital. Blessed servants of the goddess, I bring dire news. The dark god has awakened and made its wrath manifest in stone. All of us were turned to hard rock by its evil power, yet we stand here today, made flesh again by the power of the Blanca. Why is that? It is because we are the chosen ones. Go forth, the disciples of order, deliver her divine judgment upon the dark god and those who worship it.
Alright, everyone. Let's spend the night in this town. Please be sure to get some rest and prepare for tomorrow.
Of course.
Excuse me.
Oh, it's you.
I saw you having an argument with General Scrimmer.
Oh, that. Yeah, that happens sometimes.
I know you had no choice but to betray the Leguse Alliance. If you wish, I can speak to him about it.
No, stay out of it. Whatever the circumstances, what I did was unacceptable. The pieces can fall where they may.
You'd carry the burden of your crime alone to protect your people? It's very selfless of you.
Of course I take the blame. My first priority is to my people. As long as they are safe, it doesn't matter one whit what the rest of the world thinks of me.
You indeed are a good king to your people. I have no doubts of that. I wonder, will the history say I was a good empress for Begnion?
The people of Begnion rose up and overthrew the Senate for you. Isn't that proof enough that you're a good empress?
That's only because they thought that I was the apostle. But now...
You're worried over the Gulger of Release.
Yes, that song. It can only be sung by the direct descendants of Altina, the first settlers of Begnion. Why was that girl able to sing it? Moreover, why couldn't I?
You know, you could just ask her directly.
I can't work up the courage. It doesn't matter who she is. All I know is that she possesses all the powers which I lack. I'm frightened of the truth.
Yes, the truth could potentially be quite damning.
Ah.
What's wrong, Micaiah? Are you still tired?
No, I'm fine. The air is nice out here. It's calm, even quiet. I don't remember the last time it was this quiet. It's almost relaxing, isn't it? I hate to say it, but I feel like the world is back to the way it ought to be, finally. I know that sounds horrible, but that's how I honestly feel. Like all debts have been settled, and everything is properly arranged.
I think I understand what you're trying to say.
Soth, I'm scared. I don't want to get used to this. It's too comfortable, like our mothers come home.
A mother who'd smother her children in order to protect them. No, that's not exactly. See, though I don't really care for the plot holes of this story, one thing I will say is that when judgment comes upon the earth from God Almighty, it will be much deserved. And you can think whatever you please. A mother, or in the case of the real God, a father, smothering his children to protect them is not exactly what's going on there. They broke a promise. The promise was not to war, and they knew the consequences. See, this is the wonderful and interesting, crazy thing about the idea of judgment. People hate the idea that, oh, well, God's so evil. He can't judge the world. He can't destroy the world. He can't do what he pleases. Except for the fact that, yes, he can. See, we have this thing called laws in the world. If you break the law, and the judge tells you that because you broke the law, you are going to suffer this penalty, you suffer that penalty. Nobody bats an eye. In fact, not only does nobody bat an eye, everybody expects that to happen. If you were told, do not steal, and if you steal, you will suffer consequences for it. You will pay restitution. And then you steal, and you go before the judge, you don't have any capacity to say the judge is wrong, because you stole. Evil is evil, and when it is committed and done, then the judge, and in this case the judge of all the earth, God Almighty, has more than enough right to do as he pleases in the process of making you suffer those consequences. So unfortunately, it's one of the major plot holes of this, because even though the story is very much so heinous in my eyes, I think parts like this baffle me. Now, I would love to keep on chatting about this, as well as keep this episode going, but I think it is about that time. I want to thank you for joining me. If you like my content, please upvote and follow, or like and subscribe, depending on your platform. And while you're at it, have a great and glorious day gaming.